Well, good evening, everyone. My name's Kim deMarigny, and I'm here to give you a virtual presentation for our Meet the Teacher Night. So welcome. First of all, I'm doing this for my accelerated geometry trigonometry classes and also for my Algebra 2 classes. So we'll try to keep this presentation just at one between the two of my classes. So again, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Kim deMarigny. I'm originally from Kentucky. I received a BS in Mathematics and Spanish from Union University in Jackson, Tennessee, a really long time ago, I'm afraid, in 1991. I have a master's degree from St. Xavier University in Chicago, Illinois, and I have taught for the 29 years now, and 11 of those have been here at Maine West. I played basketball and tennis in college, so I do understand what it's like to be really, really busy a lot. A little bit about myself. I am married to Robbie. We have been married for 29 years. I have two kids, Rachel, who is 25, and Caleb, who is 23. Rachel married Dylan in July of this year, so now I added an extra son. And then Caleb married Lindsay last weekend. So now I have another daughter. So now I have 4 children in my household. They don't all live with me though, of course. A little bit about what I do. When I'm not in school, I do coach girls basketball. We did win the state championship 2 years ago. So that was a fabulous time. There is a picture of my kids and my husband. And then I did get a hole-in-one, the very first one of my entire life in golf just this past year. My daughter got a puppy, so this is my first grand dog. And then I am an avid runner, so I was disappointed that they canceled the Chicago Marathon. So maybe next year you'll see me out there at the marathon. It did mention that I had 2 weddings, so here's a picture from the first one that was in July. And then here's a picture of the second one that was just in September. So that was just last weekend, as a matter of fact. So family is very important to me. So I do understand the craziness of trying to figure out how to do e-learning and everyone being at home and everyone on the internet. And my husband's at home working. I've come back to school to work just for a little bit of normalcy for us. So I am here in the building most of the time. So when your students log into their Zoom meetings, hopefully, well, they may see this background. So this is what they will see when I'm here in the classroom. So some of the things that your students are going to need. So they are going to need to be able to access Google Classroom. So everything that we do is posted in Google Classroom. So our assignments, our resources, I have video presentations of all of our notes. They are in there. So if your student misses a day of class, you will be able to find those video notes in there as well. So they can go back and watch those. Your students are, or they do have some materials that they need to have access to. So in geometry, we do have a textbook. It's Geometry for Enjoyment and Challenge, and they do have a note packet as well. If you're Algebra 2, then they have a note packet that has all of their assignments in it as well. There is no textbook for the Algebra 2. I do recommend that students have a 3-ring binder just because of the number of notes that I give during the course of the year. It's just easier to keep up with them, take them in and out. They do need their Chromebooks. We do have an online assessment tool, which is Artificial Intelligence. ALEX is what it's called. So each of your students should have taken an ALEX assessment to evaluate their prior knowledge in the course that they're in. So if they haven't completed that, I would ask that they do that ASAP. Papers, pencils, calculator. The calculator is useful. I have given each of them a link online so that they can access an online calculator that's a TI-84 Plus grapher, which is a nice tool for them to be able to have. Okay. Homework. So students are receiving homework. They have been receiving homework for a couple of weeks now. It's expected about 20 to 30 minutes every night. Usually they will have one night in between to help them manage with all of the online things that they have to do. So if they are ever confused, it is posted in Google Classroom. Your students I'll ask that they take a picture of it and upload it back into Google Classroom, or they can convert anything that they have to a PDF and write on that PDF in Kami and then upload that back into Google Classroom. So I just ask that your students check Google Classroom all the time just to make sure that they're up to date. If you do have an unexpected absence, just check that Google Classroom and let me know so I'll know that you won't be in class for the day. If you're watching the portal, if I put a no in there or a missing, you will know that your student did not do their homework for that particular day. I do give them 3 points for every homework that they complete. So I give a 3 or a 2, but anything under a 1, we can't give anymore. So you won't see anything below a 3, 2, or an M for missing. I did mention this Alex online resource that we have. We will be using it only as a supplemental tool or an assessment tool. It will not be instructing your students. I will be doing that. It is a privilege of mine to be your students' instructor. So I know these are interesting times. It's difficult to teach personally when we have a computer between us, but we're going to do our very best. So this Alex is an artificial intelligence program that will assist me in assessing your students and instructing them at times. However, I will be doing the instructing. If you need some extra assistance, there are some sites that your students can go to: khanacademy.org, mathtv.com, schoolyourself.org. I do have virtual office hours, so just have your student contact me, or if you have questions, feel free to contact me. TutorU is open every period of every day, and I have listed the link here, so your students can come to that virtual TutorU. They just need to identify themselves, and then a teacher will let them into the Google Meet. I can't encourage you guys enough to take a look at the portal, especially as parents. I update it pretty much every day that I have something to put in it. So if you're interested in knowing if your student is turning in work, just take a quick look at the portal. And you'll usually see a homework grade. If not, I'll usually put it in within the evening or early the next morning. But if you need more help, if your student needs more help, encourage them to go to TutorU. It's an A206. There is a virtual link for it on our class streaming page. I do encourage your students to have a study partner. And then I have those other sites listed for you as well. Make an appointment with me. If your student would like to meet with me between 7:30 and 8:10, I will open up a Google Meet for them so that it can just be the two of us virtually, if that would make your student feel more comfortable. I really want to try and help your students this year just become very successful. I know that these are some interesting times, and it's difficult at times. So just know that we are here, that I am here for your student and for you to help your students become very successful. I do coach basketball, so hopefully during the months of November through February, I won't be available after school for any assistance. And right now, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I have practice after school as long as the IHSA allows. But if I can ever be of assistance in any way to you or your student, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know.